and thanks for joining us on this special edition where we speak about and discuss the upcoming elections. Less than 48 hours for Maharashtra and Haryana to go to polls. On the last day of campaigning, we will focus on your issues and the issues that matter to you, like we've been doing this entire election season. What is Maharashtra voting for? Have people's issues and has their voice taken a back seat this election season? Is it going to be Sena BJP again in the state? What impact will these elections have at a national level? As the campaigning for Maharashtra and Haryana elections come to an end, all leaders and star campaigners are trying their best to make one last effort to woo the voters. But tonight, our focus is actually going to be on what should matter when citizens get out to vote on Monday. Let's say good evening to our panelists. With me in the studios, Shailesh Gandhi, former CIC, also joining Deepak Singh, a social activist, and Clyde Crasto, spokesperson for NCP. I also have Dalip Tahil, actor, joining us from Mumbai, and Atul Shah, spokesperson for the BJP. Mr. Gandhi, let's begin with you. You know, a few days earlier, we had a conversation about the election buzz this time around. If, there was enough activity, if there were enough rallies and campaign action, if the netas are actually even going out to meet the citizens. Do you believe that we've seen a situation where citizens have managed to get their point across to the netas?
I don't think so. And there is something to worry about. The ruling party seems to believe, and maybe they are right, I have no clue about that they are in for a great majority. And so they've given signals that they don't care for citizens. The citizen doesn't matter. They're confident they're going to win, and which is a sad state of affairs if democracy doesn't matter. And just last week or recently, they've issued a circular which says that if a citizen or an NGO complains for somebody else, this complaint should not be looked at.
Right.
They're saying in 58 some such mad circular was issued.
Right.
And they're quoting that and saying now this is the government policy.
Right.
So if somebody files a complaint, don't do anything about it. Municipal commissioners have been known to complain to police and say that anybody who complains or files RTI applications is an antisocial criminal.
Right.
So therefore, this is a very worrying thing that is worrying for democracy and for the nation as a whole. It's not just about this election. It's not about BJP, Congress, NCP. There is a worry that the citizen's respect is being degraded, devalued. And therefore, I would, if as a citizen, I believe the only thing I would ask BJP to commit, and every other party, is that they would implement Act 21 of 2006, which guarantees that within 45 days, all decisions on files would be taken, all complaints, appeals, representations made by citizens are a file for a government.
Right.
This is not being implemented at all.
And
this
it's
is a law.
Issue. It is a law?
It's a law of Maharashtra.
Right.
And this is a law which could make citizens as powerful as RTI makes them.
Right.
But it's not being followed. If in 45 days, every citizen for every complaint, application or representation was to get a response, and if it is not given, the law lays down that disciplinary action must be initiated against government officials. Some of us have been trying to get a revival of this law, but despite people trying, the government just doesn't respond. It just refuses to follow the law. Therefore, I'm now saying, let's have this one-point demand: follow the law.
Right.
Or let the government say we can't follow the law. If that happens, RTI again is suffering because they are not appointing commissioners.
Yeah.
The speed at which they cut trees, I'm hoping that they would guarantee that at the same speed they'll fit up potholes.
Okay, let me take that question across to Mr. Atul Shah. Mr. Atul Shah, the speed with which we cut trees overnight with all the efficiency in the world, why can't we show the same efficiency and respond to people's complaints and respond to those files?
Shailesh Bhai has taken up about the issue of the RTI. I would like to tell Shailesh Bhai that law has to be maintained. Law has to, nobody is stopping the complaints. But there is an other side also to this RTI. I appreciate Shailesh Bhai the activists who are really day and night relentlessly working for the right of the people. And there are many others also. But I'm also a corporate, I know. People complain for their vested interest. And there is a huge pile of complaints, And this, just to reply the complaints, the staff has to work just on that. So, we'll have to appreciate the RTI Act. Yes, the citizens' rights have to be safeguarded. But here there is a situation in as far as the Municipal Corporation of Mumbai is concerned. There are numerous complaints, just for their own vested interest, and the complaint turns out to be
What is a
wrong.
vested interest, Mr. Shah?
Every day there are thousands of complaints coming.
If somebody complains
The
about
vested
an
interest,
illegal
there might
structure,
be some rivalry between some.
that is irrelevant.
No, there might be rivalry among the
That is
people.
irrelevant, Mr. Shah. Are you
No,
at least
but
willing to say that you will
Shailesh
follow
bhai,
Act 20 of 2006? Is there a law that says within 45 days
definitely,
all
the
decisions
act has
must
to be followed.
Is there a law that says within 45
but
days
this is
all
what I'm
decisions
trying to
must be
tell you.
taken? Is there a law, Mr. Shah?
I'm telling you, I know that.
And
Yes,
is it being
that the
followed at
reason.
all?
The staff, no, it's followed. Yes,
It is not being
But,
followed. Show
there
me
are-
one instance, sir.
So
Show
many
me one
problems
instance.
cropping up.
Show me one instance.
There are many. You can check the records with the municipal corporation, and
am
you'll come to
very
know.
well aware,
and we can
sir.
have another
So,
debate
Mr.
for
Shah,
that.
explain to
I-
us.
I can-
Explain to us. This is good. Let's look at some genuine issues that citizens want accountability on. Explain to us, what are these problems? And if you come back to power, which you are very confident of, how will you solve this problem that you couldn't solve in the last 5 years?
Problem of Tanvi? I could not get you.
You just said there are
Which
problems.
problem?
There are problems that exist within the system, which is why it's not always possible to respond timely.
Yes, we'll improvise upon them. Nobody wants to stop RTI. Nobody wants to overrule the act of RTI. But we'll have to see that it's foolproof. And
Successive
people,
steps
citizens
taken to
are
dilute
heard.
the
Citizens
act.
are heard properly.
Including changing the
No,
changing
it's not the question of
norms for
dilution.
appointment and compensation of the information commissioners is not an attempt to dilute the act.
Absolutely, the intention of the government is absolutely very clear that every right of the citizens will be, looked into, and we are not going to shake up the RTI, the 2006 Act, which Mr. Shailesh Bhai was. But
2006 is not RTI,
problems
sir.
which have to be
2006 is not RTI. 2006 is a Delayed Transfers and Charters Act. If that act is implemented, the governance of Maharashtra would be phenomenal.
Yes.
And I must concede, the earlier government also did not implement it. I'm not blaming it only on one party, but I'm saying you must learn that you have got to respect the individual citizen who writes to you.
In as
He
far
is
as
the
this
ruler of
government
this
is
nation.
concerned, we want to be very transparent.
Okay, let me bring in
the
some of our other
Devendra
panelists.
Fadnavis is a man of highest sincerity.
The
And
idea
we don't
of the
want to
conversation
dilute it.
tonight, just
We
like the
want to have
conversations we've
a
had in the last several weeks, is to talk about the issues that matter to the people, is also to highlight the fact that sometimes the urban voter gets forgotten. The issue of road, of transport, of safety, environment, health, education, infrastructure, all of that when it comes to the urban voter often gets forgotten. And I've gone through in detail the manifestos of Shiv Sena, of BJP, of Congress and NCP together. There's barely any mention of some of these very big issues apart from the usual rhetorics that you would see. Now, before I come across to Clyde, let me take that question to Dalip Tahil and ask him, Dalip, what would be the core expectation and demand of an urban voter like yourself?
Well, very good evening to you, Tanvi, and to all my fellow panelists. I mean, the concern in Mumbai, for sure, for the urban voter is all the host of issues that a developed city, a developed metropolis like Bombay faces, which is infrastructure, public transport, water, roads, and all the other issues. And of course, the urban voter is very keen to continue the good work and to support the people and the party that has continued the good work and the infrastructure in Mumbai, although it ought to have been done 25 years ago. However, there is a lot of progress being done, and there is inconvenience right now because, you know, like we always say, it gets worse before it gets better. But yeah, these are the problems that confront the urban voter, and of course, and these are the issues that we hope will be resolved with a very serious and robust approach to these problems, which is happening. It's just that, you know, it does take time.
Okay, so Dalit, I'm saying that yes, there is some amount of work that has happened, but a lot more needs to be done. Let me actually bring in Deepak Singh as well on this. Deepak, and you know what I began with this conversation, the fact that we've seen such low-key campaign. You know, we did a check a couple of weeks ago, and most of the citizens had not even seen their local candidates in their constituencies campaigning, listening to the voice. Isn't that detrimental to democracy? मतलब वोटर को ही भूल गए हम क्योंकि हमें पता है या हमें लगता है कि हमें पता है रिजल्ट कैसा होगा.
True. In 2014, people voted BJP with lot of hopes. But in 5 years, we saw nothing done by BJP, which they can claim that we have done for the public. See the condition of road in urban as well as in the rural areas. See the water crisis. Most of the areas of Mumbai and outskirts are suffering with water. The environment, they are cutting the trees like anything on the name of development. So they have not a single achievement which they can claim in 5 years we have achieved this. Now they are asking to vote the voters, go and vote the candidates. So what I can see in my constituency, we hardly have seen the MLA who came to us and talked about the actual issues which public are suffering.
Which is your actual issue? What would you want your MLA to even listen to now? What? Or all of the parties who are asking for your vote?
What exactly public need? They need good road, water, employment, environment, good conditions, safety. And just claim, just you can see what BJP has done. आज रोड की हालत देखिए तो यहाँ से लेके मुंबई से लेके किसी भी एरियाज में इतने पोर्ट होल्स है, इतने बुरे कंडीशन रोड के हैं, कितने लोगों के डेथ्स हुए हैं. गवर्नमेंट ने कुछ भी एक्शन नहीं लिया. अभी मैंने रिसेंटली फडणवीस साहब के सुना कि वो दे आर गोइंग टू अपॉइंट 2 more agencies. Why 2 more agencies? Are these agencies are not enough? Water crisis. They have no plan of to satisfy the urban as well as outskirts public with the water crisis which they are facing. तो जो बेसिक मुद्दे हैं सर आप उससे हट चुके हैं, तो आप पब्लिक से क्या किस बात पे वोट मांग रहे हैं? Listen.
Yes, one minute, Mr. Shah. Let him finish his point.
I stay in Panvel area. In Panvel, 70 societies have stick the banner, no water, no vote, no work, no vote. You can go and check why these people have come out with this campaign. They are going to vote Nota. Nota क्यों दबा रहे हैं? क्योंकि in 5 years, BJP has thrashed the opposition like anything. People don't have option whom to vote. So people are going for Nota. You can see in MP what was the situation. Same is Maharashtra. People
in all of this, it's very interesting, Deepak, that you are questioning the BJP and you know the fact that they have failed, but you're not mentioning the other options. Nota is an option because when you don't have faith in the opposition either.
Where is opposition? Because we voted BJP because people were not happy with the opposition. Now again people have to shift to the opposition. People are feeling cheated. यार इनको वोट करके क्या हो गया? कुछ हुआ ही नहीं काम. अब वापस उनको ही वोट करो. तो पब्लिक के पास ऑप्शन नहीं है. तो या तो वोट नहीं करना है या तो फिर नोटा दबाना है. वोट नहीं करना, इट्स नॉट ए गुड मूव. ये हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल राइट है. सो वी शुड गो टू द वोटिंग पोल एंड वी शुड वोट समथिंग. तो अब कुछ ऑप्शन नहीं है तो नोटा ही दबा रहे हैं. अदरवाइज दे आर हैविंग मोर फेथ ऑन द इंडिपेंडेंट कैंडिडेट्स. So BJP.
Clyde, I wanted you to respond first before I go to Atul Shah on this fact. Here is a voter sitting who's expressing his frustration, not just at the fact that he's disappointed with the current government's deliveries, but the fact that he doesn't have another choice.
Well, I completely respect what Deepak is saying. I mean, I've known him for a while, and the points that he makes, a lot of valid points he makes. But the fact of the matter is, this is what I feel, okay? And I mean, Deepak and those people who have decided to, vote for Nota.
Yes.
I mean, it's their personal choice. But in a democracy, you have to vote first. Secondly, when you vote for Nota, that means you're not choosing anybody. Fair enough. I mean, if BJP has not done their work, if the opposition, as you say, is not existent, or a lot of people keep saying they're non-existent, well, like I said, it's everybody's choice. But I'll talk for my party because I'm here representing the NCP. We have been working for the last 5 years. We are constantly at it. You know, whether people see it, don't see it, some people see, but we are there in the ground level. If we are doing work there, that's why we are posting it on social media, because you cannot just Photoshop something and put there. If I'm sitting here, only then can I post something there. We've been constantly working. My only appeal to all these voters is that, fair enough, you're upset with the BJP, you think there's no second alternative. You have tried us before. Give us another chance. If you have tried somebody who's, you know, if you feel has betrayed you, give us a chance. We've been working hard. We'll make things better. We will make sure that you do not complain next time around. And again, you always have an option. If we do not work, you can throw us out. That's what you did. You were unhappy with us. 15 years we were there in government here. You were unhappy with us. You voted us out.
Can I intervene in this one?
Can I finish?
Yes.
You voted us out. You still have that option to vote us out. But again, like I said, it's the prerogative of the voter.
Tell me this.
But we'll keep working. We'll
Why
continue to keep working.
Why do you think, if you believe you actually did some work in the last 5 years and you've campaigned well and you have genuine intentions, why are people not buying that argument or seeing that?
No, we'll know that. No, Tanvi, we'll know that on the 21st when they go out to vote, what they decide, and we'll know whether we've been able to appeal to the people or not, whether we've done enough work or not. Even we will know on the 24th, just like the people have decided. You will know, we will know, and that's a test. It's a test for every political party. If I sit here and set a narrative, if I sit here and talk, you know, anything that is not right or fake, I will be proved wrong, or I'll fail a test, or I'll pass a test on the 24th, and we are ready to face it.
Okay, do you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say, like Clad is saying that people should go for the alternative. What alternative parties has done in 5 years? Have they come out for the public issues? I have never seen them. They have never come. No, don't tell your personal achievement. Tell as a party, people were really suffering with the road issues. Go into the outskirts. They don't have water.
Have to give me a minute to reply.
I never seen that opposition is coming out with the public sentiment.
Okay.
Now they are telling the go for alternative. You cannot take that advantage of.
Yes.
You cannot take the advantage of anti-incumbency. BJP is not done. BJP cannot claim that they have done some commendable job. I don't know how they have worked, and there is no opposition this time. We are not finding any leader this time.
Yes.
See, my quick reply to that is, today I'm not going to sit here and argue and say Deepak is wrong or right. The fact is, whatever you do today, it's right there in front of you. If he says we've not done thing and I say I've done something, I have enough proof to prove that we've been constantly, for example, BMC, whether it's the BMC house, whether it's being on the streets, or whether it's social media, which is a very powerful medium. And Deepak, you have two phones here, okay? And I'll give you a small example. And you can prove me live on air wrong if I'm faking or whatever. We started a campaign against the potholes in Mumbai. The party, not me, the party. And I'm part of the party. I was involved in that. And we had a hashtag called Khadde Ka Adda, okay? Twitter, the BMC gave us this power. I'm telling you that the BMC gave us this power, saying that we have a Twitter handle, my BMC. All you have to do is post on BMC. You can keep nodding, but you can while they're nodding.
What you will do with the social media?
Just
you
put
can
on
go
your
to the
phone.
court. You file the PIL. Fight for the public issues. You are the politician.
I am with
Deepak,
Deepak
the
on
problem
this
is
one.
you're being ignorant.
What type of social media?
ये social media पे करने वाला क्या है? 1 minute. I don't understand.
Go to the court.
Calm down.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ,
No yelling. Okay.
आपको सच्चाई पता है.
Calm down. Deepak, 1 minute, please. No.
Problem है कि आप.
Clyde, you've come on enough debates to know that this is not how we're going to have a conversation. Now let me
just one last.
No, the argument about social media doesn't work. This is not a social media election. Things don't change by a hashtag on social media. You can tag all you want. You can tag BMC in all the tweets that you want. That doesn't change the reality on ground.
I'll tell you the change, Tanvi. If you give me
Your
30 seconds.
NCP workers were ready to come out on streets to protest and take this entire city
if you give me 30 seconds,
under hostage.
Give me
That day
30
Sharad
seconds to
Pawar
prove
had to
you.
go in front of the
Give me
enforcement
30
directorate.
seconds.
Where is this kind of outrage when PMC depositors can't access
We've been
their
there.
money? Where is this kind of outrage?
Would you like to sit with me?
Every month,
Would you like to sit with
there
me
is
right
some
now?
or the
You
other
and me.
death due to
You
potholes.
and me on all these points. You and me on all
I
these points.
filed single-handed PIL in High
Answer,
Court and I
ask him-
fought for
ask
the
him
road.
not to interject.
What have you done in
No,
party?
Ask him not to interject.
This is my
His habit
duty.
of
I am a
interjecting.
taxpayer.
I thought your show
common
was
man.
not like
I
this.
will have to go across to other
Tanvi,
panelists who
I
are
thought
not
your
in the
show was
studio
not
if
like
we
this
can't
where we
maintain the
interject.
decorum here. Yes,
Okay.
answer me.
Now let me finish.
Where
that
was
pothole.
this outrage
No,
for
can I
PMC?
finish the pothole
Where
part?
was this outrage
Can
for
I finish the
potholes?
pothole part?
Yes.
We used the Twitter campaign and we managed to help. The BMC did our work. I'm complimenting them. Every time we complained, they went, filled the potholes. I have proof that they've done the work. So what I'm trying to tell you is, we initiated something, we managed to get those potholes filled, and the work was done. So I'm not saying that BMC did not do it. I'm saying, but the point is, we went through the campaign, we made sure BMC filled the potholes, and the potholes have been filled. So that we have done work. That's the proof. That's what we have done.
But this is the point that I also want to take across to Dalip Tahil. Mr. Tahil, like you said, there is a lot of work being done, a lot more has to be done. Is there a sense that even though some people may be very disappointed with the current government, there is no other alternative? There is nobody else giving you an alternative plan. Who will fix our potholes problem? Who will fix our environment problem? Who will fix our problem with traffic congestion? Mr. Shah, I'm coming to you. Who will fix the problem for the depositors who can't access their own money? Is there a sense amongst voters that there isn't a credible alternative?
नहीं, ऐसी बात नहीं है। मतलब ये कोई जादू की छड़ी नहीं है जो मतलब आप 1 मिनट में आके पूरा बदली कर देंगे, जो पिछले 25-30 साल से नहीं हो रहा था। इतना तो है कि ये सरकार जो हमारी है महाराष्ट्र में मेहनत कर रही है। आपने कहीं भी देखेगा बॉम्बे की सड़कों पे मेट्रो रेल की उसका काम चल रहा है, बाकी चीज़ें भी हो रही हैं। और हाँ, कठिनाइयाँ हैं। I agreed with you that there are a lot of things that have to be done. But it is not the case that is not being done. I completely disagree with that. I've lived in Bombay for 50 years, and I am telling you that I have never seen so much work being done in the infrastructure that is being done in the past 5 years. And you just have to live in the city to understand that. So it is unfair to say that, that people are looking for an alternative. I think people want to strengthen the hands of this government to make sure that the work that has started continues to go ahead in a proper manner and we come to a conclusion. And that is what the urban voter is looking for. We want no more disruptions with other people coming and saying, जो उनको मौका मिला था इतने साल पहले तो क्यों नहीं किया उन लोगों ने? प्रश्न बिल्कुल मतलब सामने है. It's an absolutely simple question. Where were these people 25 years ago when Bombay was developing? Public transport should have developed along with it. There was no investment in public transport. There was no investment in the roads of Bombay. I agree that it is a challenge today for progress to balance the environment, which is the very, very important aspect in the urban voter's mind.
Yes.
And it is a huge challenge, and that has to be addressed. But I am absolutely confident that the current government will address these issues.
Okay, Claire, do you want to respond to that?
Well, I just want to tell Mr. Tahil, and I want to give the reference of your channel itself. Ms. Ashwini Bhide, who is in charge of the Metro Rail Corporation, she was doing an interview on your channel, and she very categorically said that the metro lines, whatever phases that the BJP is carrying forward today, was commissioned in 2010 when the Congress NCP government was in place. And these are her words, and I'm not going verbatim, but I'm just
what did you do?
Atul bhai,
you did not implement.
Sahib, when you were talking, I did not disturb you. Sahib, can I finish? Then you can interject.
Can I finish? You have not.
Can I finish, Atul bhai? Atul bhai, let me finish. Please don't interject.
No, you've been saying.
This show is not like this.
Mr. Krest. Yeah. But finish it soon.
Yeah, so I'll finish. You'll all get your time.
Mr. Shah, I'll come to you next.
Yeah, please.
I will come to you next, for sure.
I'm going by what happened on a debate, on an interview in your channel. And she went on record to say that the metro phases were commissioned in 2010. It is a time-bound process, and by the time the whole thing came into place, the government changed, and they're carrying it forward. If I'm wrong, you can go back on your stock, ask one of your PCR people to put it up right now.
Okay, Mr. Shah, go ahead, please.
Now, I really appreciate Dalip Tahil ji that he has, at least appreciate the type of work being taken up in the city of Mumbai. Now, in the existing suburban network in Western and Central, there are 90 lakh commuters traveling, and that traveling is the condition is so bad, traveling to Virar or this side to Thane. The first thing Devendra Fadnavis did was, Mr. Krasta has been saying about we did, they did, but who implemented it? 1 lakh crore, 1,40,000 crore rupees are going to be spent on the 14 lines of metro, and the work is already on. 360 kilometers of work. You could only do 11 kilometer metro. That was years ago. Now, going back to the BJP Shiv Sena government earlier, we made all these flyovers. That's the reason this city is at least running. And this Worli Bandra ceiling was supposed to be done by, we started it, we initiated it. Listen to me. But you took 15 years to complete it. From 400 crores, it escalated to 1,600 crores.
Okay.
Now this 1,200 crore money of the poor people of Maharashtra, what, Mr. Krasto, you have to answer. all this
No,
thing.
no, there are
Your
a lot of
government
questions.
said
I have two, Atul bhai.
70,000 crore rupees was for irrigation.
Okay.
Now, please don't
No, no.
intervene.
Let
I
him
had
finish, let him
stopped,
finish.
Mr. Castro.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
looking at the grave problem of the city of Mumbai, first thing was Mr. Devendra Fadnavis did, and with the honesty and sincerity, he took up the work of the commuters, of the travelers of Mumbai, north to south, and the new lines will go to Panvel, to Thane, to all the places. And from South Mumbai to airport, we will reach in 22
How do we
minutes
get to the
time.
metro station
Now,
with these
today,
pothole roads?
it takes 2.5 hours.
How do we get to the metro station
not
with
a
these
small
pothole
work.
roads?
It's
Why
not a
don't
small- it's a-
roads and better road infrastructure make it on the
Yeah, I will
manifesto,
come to
Mr.
that
Shah?
also. Yeah, we will have
In none of
that
the campaign
also.
speeches, why haven't you spoken about pothole
yes,
roads?
I agree. No, on the contrary, potholes and the contractor on the first, in the first year only, we, blacklisted the contractor.
And that blacklisted contractors are already taking contract on the highway, sir. I can show you.
Metro.
So much to do.
That blacklisted contractor
Now,
has
Mr.
taken your
Clyde,
contract again.
Mr.
So what type of blacklisting
You
it is?
blacklisted him for the road and you've given in the metro project.
Yeah, but in some cases, with
Most
the
of your
condition,
leaders
you
have taken
cannot,
the contract
you know,
over the roads.
everything.
But
They've been
I have
blacklisted
One at a time,
first.
one at a time, please. One at a time. Yes.
They've been blacklisted.
From
From
one
side and
category
nobody
and
but
given
still they are
contract in
writers.
another category.
It
That's
must
true.
have been taken.
Yeah.
We are committed to
Thank
the
you for
people of
accepting
Mumbai.
Atul
How
bhai.
many convictions are there in 5 years?
Okay, may I
Mumbai
just point
Coastal
out?
Road.
Yes, let's take a deep breath and I need to go to Anay Joglekar also.
Another
But
aspect. Let me finish, Tanvi. Last point.
Yes, last point.
Last point, Tanvi. Now this coastal road, it is going to come up from South Mumbai, going all up to North Mumbai. Now, all the permissions which this previous government was supposed to do it, they didn't do anything. Jayanti Natarajan.
You have so much sentiment about the coastal road. What about the Bhiwandi road, sir? Go and see the Bhiwandi road. What type of road is there?
Mr. Shah, are you after 5 years of term, in power, are you actually putting the blame on previous governments for the coastal road project plan?
And therefore the coastal road
Now that
is
you've
is
run
stopped.
into
trouble. They had no
legal
environmental
hurdles,
clearance.
because you were rushing without
yeah,
proper
and
permissions
yes,
and
it's
research
not
and
a question
clearances.
of previous
Are you going to put
government.
the
We have
onus on the
done-
previous government?
We followed the process of
people
law. We
have
waited for
got full
permission.
faith
They did
in
not.
us,
They just started the
and
work and
it's
cost
a
escalation has happened now.
pro-incumbency
Who are they going to answer?
People
I
of
want to
Mumbai.
highlight this to our viewers
People of
in
Mumbai.
our election coverage.
And
This is
the
exactly one of the
question about
points
the
that we
water.
had highlighted, and I think the voters need to keep this in mind. While development is extremely crucial and must be the focus, often the governments rush into these projects
Correct,
without
correct.
proper
I
due
agree.
What about the
diligence,
Shivsmar? 80
without
crores have
proper
been spent
clearances,
only on
without proper
opening
research
ceremony
done,
and
without
puja and all
following the
that.
norms. And then what happens? They run into legal hurdles, and then those projects get stuck for years together, and then the government raises its hands and says, what can we do? Courts
That's what I'm
happen.
saying.
Courts
Even
will not
with the
happen.
RTI, this
Court
can
hurdles
happen.
will not happen if you actually
RTI is
follow
not
the proper due process. If you get your clearances right, it will not happen. But if we rush through it, that's the problem. That's where it
That is the
actually
reason-
becomes a problem. Now, I want to go across to Anay Joglekar. He wanted to make a point earlier. Mr. Joglekar, we keep coming back to the issue of whether or not what matters to the urban voter makes it to the election agenda. What's your view? Did that happen this time?
Tanvi, I've been watching this debate for a while now, and I believe that many of the issues that were raised in this debate were municipal issues, and people generally vote for municipal council members for these issues, whether it is pothole, whether it is water supply. Please remember that we are voting for the state legislative assembly, and the issues that we all should be focused about. Yes, metro comes under the state government because MMRDA is executing it, but important issue is the security, homeland security, that we have to discuss. Other issue that we have to discuss is whether governance, whether the project clearance in general about that has been executed fast or not. Third is whether employment, jobs, whether the government has succeeded in bringing new sectors of employment to city of Mumbai, because we have been seeing that last 30-40 years, mostly because of the infrastructure issues, the Mumbai city or the larger MMR region got stagnated, and many of the new industries were going outside, whether it is Bangalore or Hyderabad or some other places. So these 3 or 4 issues, when it comes to cities, we have to take into consideration. I will both list pros and cons of this government, whether it has succeeded and where it has failed.
Okay.
Where it has succeeded is, first is, as I said, Devendra Fadnavis will be known as the metro man of Maharashtra, because as Nitin Gadkari was known as a pool curry or as a flyover person,
So in the amount of energy Devendra Fadnavis has invested in building a metro project is unprecedented. Second issue, it is homeland security. We remember as a local train travel, I remember there used to be bomb blasts every year or two gap. And now, last 5 years, there is not a single major terrorist attack. Obviously, it's the central government is also responsible.
Fair enough.
The CCTV cameras are installed. Third important issue is the way governance is addressed. Why all these municipal issues? Why those urban issues get stuck? Because there, like it has been discussed, there are different agencies are involved in planning and executing work in the city. So what has happened? So generally, sometimes there are environmental clearance, sometimes the municipal clearance, sometimes central government clearance. What different approach has been used is there is some kind of a war room kind of an approach to the governance. There is a war room in Mantralaya in the Chief Minister's office where people from different departments sit together and then try to address these issues. So these are, at least these three are the major areas where the government has succeeded. The other issues where it has not succeeded so much is, as I said, many of the Mumbai issue come under the Municipal Corporation of Mumbai. So that is ruled by Shiv Sena. Obviously, BJP is supporting Shiv Sena, or it's a junior partner in municipal government. And there are issues related to roads, which are mostly, we are talking about municipal roads. Yes, there are potholes to the state highways also and national highways also. But we are talking about the municipal roads, and they are in very bad.
A lot of them, like you said, are highways. These deaths are happening also on highways where people are getting crushed, because they come under a truck while they're trying to evade potholes.
Yes.
And of course, and at the end of the day, it's the same two parties fighting elections at the state and the center who keep fighting amongst themselves when you seek accountability.
And other issue is that still citizens don't know whom to address to, because there are many problems and where you have to address that they don't know. We have to discuss it at the state election level.
Yes, Mr. Atul Shah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was trying to tell you. The state subject and the corporation subject, but still the government is responsible. But now looking at the security
Mr.
problems
Shah, if
of
the government
Mumbai,
is not responsible, why is Chief Minister Fadnavis promising us that he will come out with two different authorities, one authority to construct the roads and the other authority to maintain the roads? On what basis is he making this promise to us if it is not his responsibility? And more authorities at that.
No, the government is responsible.
Correct. So let's not say the government is not responsible.
The municipal corporation, they directly come under the government. The government is responsible for everything, all the corporations work. They have to improvise upon that. Now, I'm coming to the point with the previous gentleman said, now this police force, Mumbai has become huge now with a big population. Every corner now we are having a CCTV camera. This has been done. 2,120 crores of rupees are spent on the police force. Now, as said, there are, threats. The city is highly vulnerable. All these aspects, these areas are taken into consideration. Plus, one more thing about infrastructure, which I was going to tell you, was about the Eastern Front. The Eastern Front is now going to be developed. We also want the tourism to, progress in this country. Earlier, the people used to go to Singapore and other places to go abroad for their trip. We are having a new cruise terminal, which is going to cater 950 cruises. Now, coming to this will create jobs. This will, a lot of things are happening. So, this is this area. And plus the health. The double engine which we are talking about is the center and the state policies, the state schemes. Now, Ayushman Bharat, the 5 lakh insurance for medical aid, it's not a small thing. Well, now in
that's an existing
area,
scheme. What will you do additionally?
Where I come from,
how many more hospitals will you give us?
They are medical.
What will you do to boost the medical staff? What will you do to boost the infrastructure of the current hospitals so that the doctors are not overworked and the patients have a place to go?
Yeah, that is. Now we are having that also. We are going to have a JJ new. All the plans are passed. The JJ hospital will come, and plus we are going to have health centers in every district of Maharashtra. We are going to have a cancer research and cancer treatment in every district of Maharashtra. We are spending on education. We are spending on security. We are doing infrastructure jobs all over the state, not only Mumbai. Nagpur, Pune, Nashik, everywhere. This government has been so concerned about the infrastructure and other urban problems, and the sincerity with which Mr. David,
Okay.
it's a pro-incumbency.
The two of
Mr.
our panelists
Clyde,
here
you
in the
just
studios
can't
want to make a
harp
point.
upon this
And
Mr.
then I will come to you as well. Yes,
Mr.
Deepak, go
Atul
ahead.
Shah, I'm listening to you. You are talking all the things about the Maharashtra, Bombay. It's a Maharashtra election, not the Mumbai election exactly. You are talking all about the BMC. See, BJP is very good in constructing infrastructure. बहुत सारे आप गिना दिए हेल्थ केयर. आप मुझे बताइए कि रूरल एरियाज में कितने हेल्थ केयर में आपने डेवलपमेंट किए हैं? नथिंग. जो हॉस्पिटल्स की हालत आज से 5 साल पहले थी, आज भी वही है. तो आप हेल्थ केयर को क्लेम मत कीजिए. And about the road, you are just running away from the actual issues, which is like potholes and water.
Yeah, we're going to open them.
Yeah, when everything is under development, nothing is finished, boss. 5 साल में बहुत कुछ कर सकते थे आप, आपने कुछ भी नहीं किया है. You just claim one thing which
Don't
is
be so
really
negative,
done by
gentlemen.
you.
The whole Mumbai
Environment,
Let's
environment.
speak
बहुत
specific
Mumbai
issues.
ने
Let's
बहुत
talk
develop
about
किया है.
Don't
specific
be so
issues.
negative.
Let's talk about
I'm not
specific
negative, boss.
issues
I
rather
voted
than
for you.
You are
specific
traveling
issues.
train.
Yes.
Just go.
Clyde, do you have a specific
Yes,
point?
specific issues. Specific issue. Atul Bhai was talking
No,
about
again
roads.
vote for us. Don't go for Nota.
Why Nota?
Can
Why
I-
there is election
Don't
commission
go
is
for
given
Nota
option of
thing.
Nota.
In
Public will
democracy,
go.
one has
Why
to
not?
vote.
Okay,
Can
all
I
right.
just finish
Clyde,
my point?
yes,
So
yes.
That's true.
I hope I
Clyde,
don't
Rasul,
get,
please,
don't,
Clyde,
don't get
Always be
interjected.
there to vote for my
Atul Bhai,
party.
you made your point. Now let us make our point. Then you can finish after we finish. The point here is we are talking about roads. We were talking about roads, and we've all spoken about Mumbai
The
roads,
anchor is
potholes.
there. If she allows you, I don't mind.
Yes, go ahead, please.
See,
Clyde.
couple of years ago, Chandrakant Dada Patil,
Yes.
PWD minister, said that by 15th of December, all roads in Maharashtra will be perfect. There will be no potholes. And if you spot a pothole, show it to us and we will reward you. See the pictures that you are showing. I think it's around 2016, 2017 is the statement that he made. Look at, does it take like them 2 years, 2.5 years to give us roads like this? I mean, if you keep blaming the earlier government, but you had 5 years. What did you do in the 5 years? And you've gone on record to say that if you find a pothole after 15 December, I will reward you for every pothole. I'm sure your cameraman can go and claim a lot like this. You see the visuals on your screen. They all
I have one question for our political representatives, because I want to know from them as an urban voter, as a citizen of Mumbai who pays taxes, what are you going to do to resolve the problem of flooding every year, where people get stranded, where people drown, their homes get flooded, or manholes are left open. Every year there are deaths in the city because somebody falls in an open manhole when the streets have been flooded. Work comes to a standstill, trees begin to fall, people get electrocuted, there are open wires on the roads. I want to know from both NCP as well as the BJP, what's the solution? Or are you simply going to blame it on, oh, it rained too heavily, we couldn't do anything? Mr. Shah, do you want to go first?
No, you're right. With the modernization and with other cities, we'll really have to, be in as far as the potholes are concerned. There are so many experiments been going on about making the new roads.
No,
This
Mr.
is
Shah,
coming
now
up.
I'm not
The
talking about
corporation is also
potholes. Now I'm
seriously
talking about
doing
no
it.
roads
And
because
with-
it's flooded. Now I'm talking about the fact that every year there are at least 5 days where it is difficult to step out, where
No,
people are
this is
scared to
true.
get out of their
I
homes
won't-
because they don't know if their homes will get flooded, if they will get stranded in office, if they will get stranded on a train because everything else is flooded. You can't see where you're going. Maybe you'll fall in an open pothole. I'm
Mumbai-
asking you, what is the solution to that?
No, I will blame population and rain.
Mumbai is a peculiar, what's surrounded with the whole sea from everywhere. But still, I don't want to blame the rains, which were very, very, very heavy, which has not happened in the last 15 years. But still, you will say
Last
that
year
I'm
also there
blaming
was
on the
no
rains.
Because Mr. Shah,
We
you say
have
that
to
every
fight.
year. Now that's
We
climate
have-
change. That is a reality everybody has to accept.
In South Mumbai this time,
Yes.
in South Mumbai, I'm a corporator from Bindi Bazaar,
Yes.
and I tell you, we had a constant work been done, and there was no water logging in South Mumbai this time. You look at the micro things also, where the work is going on. South Mumbai from Bindi Bazaar, every year the water was to be logged there, but this time it has not happened. We'll have to, so many illegal things have come up, so many illegal everything is such a big problem, but we are looking upon this. This government is going to take serious view in as far as all these problems are concerned.
Yes, Clyde.
So,
The government is going to
but
take
we'll
a
have to
serious
do it.
view.
First 5 years we did for infrastructure.
Yes, Clyde.
No, while I compliment Atul Bhai for the good work that he does and his area is not flooded, which actually I think I'll agree with him because I know his area. But the fact of the matter then is that means all his other corporators from his party and his allies have not been doing the work, because if one corporator can make sure that there's no flooding in his area, I'm sure the other corporators can do it too. So they are not doing their work. And let me tell you one more thing. See, rains are going to get heavier. Climate change, like you said, so there's no question of blaming the weather or the rains or anything. We need to work for a simple thing. The Mithi Nadi, desilting of the Mithi Nadi, crores of rupees have been spent every year. Okay, things don't happen there. Stormwater drains have not been worked on. Brimstone project has not been carried on. We assure you one thing that for sure, that we will make sure that desilting is done properly. We'll make sure that the stormwater drains are cleaned properly. One thing that I assure you also, that before every rain, our party or our people will not go to Mithi Nadi and take selfies and show the people that we are doing a cleaning job. That we will not do. Like, some of Atul Bhai's allies, they go there and take selfies and pictures and saying that, oh, this is desilting is going on. Atul Bhai doesn't do it.
It's a social media generation.
No,
Clyde. What can we do?
No, can't do
Bad
faking.
news are being fought on
No,
social
you can't
media.
fake
This
it.
is not right.
Deepak,
Okay,
you're like a pendulum swinging.
Okay. Okay.
What's swinging?
I have two viewers on the phone line.
You're ignorant, so you don't know what these pictures
Tonight, it's about the voters. Tonight,
So I'm
it's about
agreeing to
the
it.
citizens. May I just go first to a couple of our viewers?
Clyde,
Dharmendra is
you
on the
talk
phone
about
line,
selfie.
calling us from Mumbai. Good evening, Dharmendra. That one thing that you would expect from your next government, what would it be? What's your voter issue?
Good evening, Tanvi. Mr. Shah, all compliments to you and the Chief Minister for the work that he is doing for metros. Fine enough. Thank you very much. Now, coming to the point. Tanvi, if you remember, there was an RTI which was revealed the amount of money which has been spent to fill these potholes, as good as 2 lakhs rupees in 2013, 14 and subsequent years. इसको मैं हिंदी में बोलना चाहता हूँ कि एक गरीब आदमी जो 15,000 रुपए महीने का कमाता है और अपने पूरे घर 4 लोगों का परिवार पालता है ना सर, उनका पेट 15,000 में भरता है, यानी कि पूरे 2 लाख रुपए में उनके पूरे परिवार का पेट भरता है सर, 2 लाख रुपए में। आप 2 लाख रुपए में गड्ढा भर रहे हैं, एक गड्ढा। अभी आप जस्टिफिकेशन दे रहे थे सीलिंग रोड का कि 400 करोड़ से 1600 करोड़ हो गया। You have a justification there, but give me justification कि किसी एक गड्ढा भरना और एक परिवार का पूरा पेट पूरे साल का भरना, क्या ये बराबर है? पॉइंट नंबर 2 सर, आई विल टेल यू माय पर्सनल लॉस। थाना में इसी गड्ढे की वजह से माय वाइफ हैड ए मिसकैरेज एंड माय कार हैड ए डैमेज ऑफ अराउंड 40,000। सर, मैंने तो लाखों में टैक्स पे किया है, मेरे टैक्स के पैसे से रोड तो अच्छा बना दो। व्हाट आर यू डूइंग सर? कंपेयरिंग सीलिंग कॉस्ट? आई एम आस्किंग यू फॉर द बेसिक एमिनिटी सर, प्लीज आंसर मी फॉर दिस।
Dharmendra, thank you for calling, and I'm sorry for the pain and the loss that you've gone through, like many others in this city. I do want to just highlight, I'm not too sure of the amount that you said, but yes, it's a significantly high amount that's spent on each pothole to be fixed in our city. Unfortunately, the recent report by the Vigilance Department also shows that in less than 3 years, the same repaired roads are broken again. So such amount of criminal negligence and corruption is going on in our system, a lot of it in the civic body, that the repaired roads are also of no use and are broken very quickly. Mr. Shah, is there anything that you would like to say to Dharmendra, who is also a voter of Maharashtra?
Dharmendra, you are talking about this, the problems of potholes, yes. And hence, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra had looked into the working of the municipal corporation as soon as it came to power. Now we have blacklisted contractors. Some of them, it's been said that they are given contract again. It's okay. But at least that initiative has started, and we will still see.
Mr. Shah, it's not okay. It's
Mr.
not
Shah,
okay.
there is a bill which is constructed by MSRDC recently.
You're rewarding corruption,
only
Mr.
think
Shah.
of
It's not
scams.
okay.
Nothing
no,
else.
Atul Bhai.
Look at the
now you are getting a little beyond. Answer my question. How is it okay? How is it
Your
okay that a
governments have
blacklisted
only been
contractor has been
with
put and you
scams,
talking about scams? What have you done in the 5 years to prove those scams? What have you done in the last 5 years to prove those scams?
We
You are
have
saying
done
that I
lots
talk
of
about
things.
scams.
That's the
What have
reason
you done in
the
the
people
you,
are going
you
to
won the
vote us
last
to back
election
to power.
by spreading
You know,
a fake canard
people,
and
Clyde,
conjecture that you
Clyde,
created.
it's very easy
What have
to
you done in
blame
the last
others.
5 years to prove
Clyde,
those scams? You have done nothing.
Clyde, it is
You
very
only
easy
talk.
to blame.
You gave a blacklisted contractor the 1,000 crore
We have done
project. So don't
everything
give
you'll
me
come
your
to know.
lines about scams.
Okay,
Okay?
No, no.
You have done nothing to prove those scams.
It's good to sell.
You have
Yes.
done
It's good
nothing to
sell
There is no
mysteries,
point.
Clyde.
You have fooled the
It is
people of
good to sell
Maharashtra by
There is
talking
no
about
mysteries.
point
scams.
in
You have
this
done nothing to
blame
prove it.
game. I just want to highlight that,
Mirchi
Mr. Shah,
people
let's
know
You have done
please.
nothing to prove it.
Any change will only
are
happen,
busy
Mr. Shah, when
selling
we
your
admit.
Spread canards.
When
That's
we
all what
admit,
you've done.
Clyde, 1 minute. When we admit that when there is corruption, we need to take tough action. It is not okay for blacklisted contractors to be given contracts again. You can't say if you're bad at building roads, you may be good at making metros. No, it doesn't
No,
work
not
like that.
all. I
So
did
let's not
say
say that.
I said, but the
So all of your other
I don't
intentions
say that.
will only
I
translate
said
into
the
good
guidance
action
they might have given.
once
I'm
you
not
act
aware.
against this.
But we had blacklisted the corporation.
What type of blacklisting is that?
The corporation.
Blacklisting का
we are
मतलब क्या
not
है, sir?
directly
वो तो
there in the
explain कर दीजिए.
corporation.
All right.
Yes.
I need to very quickly go across to one more viewer.
Yeah, they have
Gracie is
been
on the phone
blacklisted,
line
but
from
let
me come in for,
Pune. Gracie, go ahead, please. Good evening. Okay, we may have lost that line with Gracie. Ane wanted to make a point, and we've had a patchy line with him. So, Ane, go ahead, please. We've
Tanvi,
not
let
been
me-
able
let
to
me
come
give
to
it
you.
to-
Yes.
Yes. Tanvi, we are discussing again and again city issues, and we are right because our cities don't have leadership. I mean, what this government has done at the village level, at the small city level, it has directly started direct election of mayor from the people. But with cities like Mumbai, Thane, Nagpur and Pune, I mean, such big cities, we are still having this old system of electing mayor. Most of the people in the city don't even know who their mayor is. And one of the reasons was because of this coalition politics between Shiv Sena and BJP.
Yeah.
And the reason was the Thackeray family never used to contest elections. But now we are seeing a change. Now Aditya Thackeray has been contesting elections.
Yeah.
So I believe that if whichever government comes to power in these elections, what it should do is it should have changed the election system for the mayor of Mumbai, and we should have a very powerful mayor like a mayor of New York, mayor of London. Obviously, that mayor should not
my
clash
fear
with
is
the
that
chief
in a
minister's
democracy
position,
where
we
the
need a good
opposition
mayor.
is not taken seriously and the ruling coalition is so arrogant that they start taking the voters and their issues for granted, it becomes a problem. One can only hope whichever party comes to power next is actually able to bring about a change. I'm out of time, but 30 seconds to you, Mr. Gandhi. We started with you. We would like you to summarize this.
I think Mr. Jogrekar had rightly said the basic focus of this discussion became roads,
Correct.
potholes, Mumbai in particular. Whereas what we are electing is MLAs
Yes.
who are to run this state. And I believe the basic problem with our governance is not listening to the individual citizen, not listening to him at all. And that is a very big threat to democracy.
Yes.
And that is the route at which we are going. And I had hoped that Mr. Shah would admit and say that, yes, we'll correct this. But he said nothing about that. He agrees to fill up potholes, and every year he'll continue to say, we'll fill up
No,
potholes.
I did say.
Mr. Shah,
No,
if
Mr.
democracy
Gandhi,
is to work,
I
you
said
must
we'll
treat
never
the
allow it
citizen
to be
as a
diluted.
ruler of this state. You are not willing to. In fact, you are saying if anybody complains, anybody files an RTI, we will take action against him. Anybody complains, we will not listen to the
I
complaint. This needs to change, Mr.
Mr.
Shah.
Gandhi,
Otherwise,
you
democracy is at
misunderstood
peril.
me.
Mr. Gandhi,
We
there
never
is another
want to
example.
dilute
Look at the
the rights
example
of
of
the
the
citizen.
depositors, the lacks of depositors
PMCs.
of PMC Bank. Every day they're out on the streets. Now, people have died. One example where a citizen died because he had to get a heart surgery done and he couldn't access his money. In another example, somebody who had recently lost his job because Jet Airways shut down, has an autistic child, couldn't access his money, died of a cardiac arrest. People are dying right now, their businesses are shutting down, they're unable to pay fees for their children's education. And nobody is bothering. For some reason, it's not an election issue. For some reason, the answer you get from political parties is election ke baad dekh lenge kya karna hai. This is not an election issue. That, I believe, is a problem. These are the real voter issues: health, education, transport, law and order, environment, are day-to-day issues. These should matter, not larger rhetorics. Completely out of time. Thank you so much for joining us on this special conversation.